Hi everyone, Stacy here from Dies to Die For. Welcome to Thursday night's card making video. Tonight we're going to be using our new trampoline die. Let me grab it real quick and show you. This is a new May release, but here's how it looks. And I've taken mine apart because there was a little machine accident. My son rolled it through there sideways, so some of the connection points came off. But normally I keep my dies together and I just cut a little piece for wherever I want. Like, let's see, like I just wanted a little piece to cut this out. I cut it just that size and rolled it through. But anyway, my die's apart now, so I can do them individually. First, I'm going to show you how to build the trampoline die before we move on to anything else. I cut the leg part out in silver, and then I cut just this part out in the blue and the black. And then this little back piece cuts out separately. You're going to want to make sure that you save those. So here's my blue piece and my silver piece of that. And then the center black piece will cut out individually. So save that. And then, of course, I cut all my little, let me grab some kids, all my little kids out in black so that they're like silhouettes. And then these right here next to these two kids are poles for the front of the trampoline, so I cut those out in silver. And then this is a net, not a swimming pool like one of our design team members said. Now all I can see in it is a swimming pool. So if somebody wants to make a card with this swimming pool, send me pictures. I want to see it. Okay, I cut that out in blue, and then the center part I cut out with a vellum, out of a vellum sheet. Those are all the pieces that you're going to want to cut, and you can cut them in whatever colors work for you. These are just the colors I chose to do. Let me show you how you put it together. Okay. First, I'm going to take my blue piece. And the blue piece, all you want is this, the pad around it. So just trim that up. You gotta trim all these poles off. And then the legs. Get that. And this one, I want the pole showing through the top of the pad, so I'm going to see that little line right there. I'm going to cut it off right there instead of right on the bottom. Cut that off there. Forget this other little leg here. And then we got to get this center piece. And these two center the edges of the mat. You want to round off a little bit. Okay, let's sweep those out of the way. Then I used my black piece, and this piece you're just going to want to cut the legs off of. Don't forget the inside leg, but do not cut this part on this black piece, because that's going to be your pad on the inside of your trampoline. Just like that. And take this and glue this together. And there's one step that I always skip ahead and do on this, and I'm sitting here trying to remember what it is so I don't make that mistake. And I'm trying to show you guys, but I can't remember what step it is, so we might get to the end and realize I jumped ahead of myself. That's okay. All right. Now, this pad piece, you can either cut these two poles down further and slide that underneath, and that would eliminate the need to put the extra pole on the outside. But for me, that's too hard for me, because then I have pieces I have to glue together. So I just glue this right like this on the outside. Get this piece on. This trampoline does take a little bit of work to put together. It's a little more cutting than some of the other dies, but I think it's so worth it because it's so much fun. Okay, then you're going to want to also cut the little pull pieces off of this blue one and glue this onto your silver. And that piece is going to go right in between those two poles there. And then you're going to have your black, the rest of your black mat, you're going to insert in there once you get something to glue it down to. But first, let's take this. And this, if you can see, I'll go up a little closer. I just put it behind those two poles and it goes right up against where this mat is. It nestles right in there. So now that you have that in there and you definitely don't want it to move, just tack it down with a little bit of glue in a few spots. You can put glue on these poles too and tack it onto those if you want to. I'm going to lift that a little and put them on there. Make sure you get that stuck down. Okay, and then this silver pole I'm going to glue right on this side of that netting. And you can do your netting a different color if you want to. We don't have a trampoline right now, but I remember when my kids were younger, our netting around it used to be the same color as the pad. So that's kind of what I was trying to copy here. Okay. Where did my other pieces go? There they are. Now we're going to take the vellum and slide that vellum right inside there. Why is my vellum not fitting right? Do I have it the right way? Yep. And it could be, sometimes I have two different trampoline dies, so sometimes I'll cut out using both trampoline dies to save time. And that's what I was doing this time. It could have been that I swapped a couple of pieces around because sometimes they'll be just a hair off and then they won't fit just right, but that's good enough. You get the idea, right? Okay, put this one right there. Now I'm going to take these silver poles and put glue on the back of them, and that's what's going to hold my vellum piece for right now. Yes, that was a fire truck. I have the windows open again. Not that it's hot out today. It's only 50 degrees right now, but some nice fresh spring air. Never hurt anybody, right? Well, maybe, unless they're fertilizing the fields right next to us, which they've already done twice this year. Okay, well, that's held down. This isn't a vellum glue, so I'm trying not to really get it on the vellum where it's going to show through. I'm going to turn this piece over and put glue right along this blue edge. This is going to be where I'm going to glue my black piece on, my black matte piece. And then make sure that you put this right in between those two poles. It doesn't go flush. It goes right between the two poles that you can see through the vellum. That makes sense to you. Okay, we got that part done. Now we want to figure out where these poles go. So we're going to put those right there. And put a little bit of glue on them just to hold them in. Hold it for a second. And then you're almost done with the trampoline. Then I would take my little kids and put them behind this piece of vellum, but on top of that piece, so it looks like they're on the trampoline jumping. And glue them in wherever. And these little kids are really what's going to be, you're going to glue them right to the vellum, so that's going to be what is going to hold your vellum pieces in place. Because I'm not using a vellum adhesive. I don't know if I said that. But that way my glue's not going to show through. If you can see right here, I messed up a little and got glue on it. I don't want to see that on there. So if you just glue on the back of the kids and use them to glue the pieces together, and then glue everything, all the solid paper, down to your card, then there's no need to put the glue on the vellum. Then the last step would be to take these little poles, if you're doing it this way, and just glue them right on top there. I can get it. I don't have glue on this, but I'm just trying to show you. You get the idea, like that. All right, then your trampoline is built. See, it takes a little bit of work, but it's not that horrible. It's actually kind of fun putting them together. Now let's move on to our card. Here is my A2 base, and this is 4.25 by 5.5. Grab that back because I forgot I got to ink it. This is just a piece of like a stencil. I used our rock wall die right here, and I cut it out. Let me show you the paper that I used to cut it out. I cut it out on this premium color copy paper, Hammer Mill 100 pound. That seems to work really well for making whatever you call them, stencils, masks, whatever. Just take a sheet and cut it out, and it's thicker, so it holds up better. Then you can either tape it down or you can just hold it down. I am not going to tape it down. I never tape my stuff down. I just hold it. I'm going to take two different colors of brown, the walnut stain and the tea dye. And use the tea dye first. Let me clip that under there. And just go all over my stencil mask. Whatever you call it, template. It seems like everybody calls these something different. And you don't have to get it really even because you want it to look like rocks. They don't really look even. They're uneven and jagged and cool looking. I think rocks are cool anyway. And probably about every little kid on the planet does too. No, what is it? Just my kids? My kids will collect rocks at school and bring backpacks full of rocks home. And I remember doing that when I was little. We need more gravel in our driveway. My husband keeps telling them, keep filling your backpacks. Bring it home. We'll fill the driveway. Okay, now I'm going to use a little bit of my walnut stain. And this one I'm not going to fill in every rock. And no, I didn't clean my brush after that because I want the colors to blend a little. Go darker in some spots and really light in other spots. Oops, that lifted a little bit. All right, let's see. I think that's good. And that's how I did my rock wall on this. I did this one a little darker than I did that. But I guess I was in the mood to go darker. Then I cut the rock wall out in gray, a light gray. And then I just rubbed my gray ink pad across the top. Actually, I see a spot I missed, so let me grab my gray ink pad real quick. I used my Simon Hurley Wolf ink, and I just went like that. You can use your blending brush too, but I wanted it to be a little bit sharper than I get with a blending brush. All right, then you're gonna take this piece and glue it down. Am I working off the camera again? See, I don't know why I do that. I've tried to figure out how to adjust the camera where it's getting right here, but it doesn't look right every time I do it. I'll get better at my camera work. This, you don't have to touch every spot, but just make sure there's enough glue on there so it's not, and especially down here on the bottom, that's going to be covered with a piece of grass. So that's what we're going to do. Then you just take it and line it up where you did your rocks. And if you didn't want to do this step, you could also use a colored piece of card. I could have cut the back piece out in gray, the backer, and then put the rocks on top of that. But I wanted the dimensional kind of look today. Okay, then I took a half a piece of green paper. So this would have been about 4.25 by maybe 3. And then where is my grass dies? Right here. And I took my slimline grass edge border and cut it across the top. And then these are from our regular grass edge borders. I just put those various places. There's another one somewhere, but various places on there. Make it look a little more dimensional. If I'm going to make grass, I like putting it in the center too to make it look a little more realistic. Is that maybe as realistic as fake paper can look? I'm going to take my Simon Hurley Minty Green and just highlight the areas where that grass is to give it a little more dimension. Maybe add some center a little and go around the edges because that's fun to make it stand out. Okay, now I want to be able to put my trampoline behind those grass blades, so I'm not going to put glue on those blades there. I'm just going to put it in the center. That way I can still pop them up and put my trampoline behind them. Once you get your trampoline built, this is a pretty fast, easy card to do. Would be a fun card for a play date or something. It's not what we're putting on it tonight. We're just going to put summer fun on it. Okay, now I have my built trampoline. I'm going to see about where I want that. Let's take this off here a minute. That was getting in my way. Okay, I think that's probably about where I want it. I love using vellum on projects like that. Look at that, like this. Isn't that cool? Okay, now that I know where I want it, if my grass will let it go, we're going to take some glue. It sounds like one of my children is coming up here. Sorry in advance. I didn't want to tell them to stay downstairs because I was doing a video because they were downstairs watching a movie or doing whatever, being good. So I didn't want to draw their attention to the fact that I was going to be up here doing this. Otherwise, they'd be up here every 2 minutes. So they don't know I'm doing a video right now. They will probably come in. Okay, I popped that up. Let's push that back down. Making a gluey mess. I want that behind there a little more. So it looks like the grass is growing up over. Boy, could have used a lawnmower on this card. That grass is awfully long around those poles. Okay, then I took our, let's see, this is the summer words I used, right? Yep. The summer fun words and shadows. I don't know where my fun went right now. Ha ha ha, funny. All right, there's my fun. And I cut the summer fun out in white, and then I inked it with the Simon Hurley Prom Queen. And then I cut the shadow out in vellum. So those we're gonna just glue down there. Should we put them straight or put them like, maybe like that, you think? Because I think I did put this trampoline up a little. Yeah, I put this one up higher than the other one. So let's go like that on this card. Then when I'm gluing, I want to just get the glue where those letters are. Because again, I don't want my adhesive showing through the vellum. If you have a vellum adhesive, then you can put it anywhere. But I did not grab a vellum adhesive from the warehouse. And I don't tend to use vellum adhesive anyway. I would rather hide my glue lines. Although Crop and Glue has a really good vellum adhesive. I should probably use it more often because I use vellum a lot. Okay, there's our summer fun. And then I cut out some little flowers. And this is a die that we won't be releasing for a while, so I'm not going to show you what die this is from. But just watch around July time. I'll just tell you that. But I needed a little flower, and I didn't have a little flower, so I had to use these. Let me show you what I did with them. These right here are flower sculpting tools, or pottery tools, or stylus, whatever you call them. I've had these forever. Don't ask me where I got them. I have some of the larger ones and a bunch of small ones. This is actually the first time I've ever used them on this card. So what you're going to do is take one of your stylus, and this has 2 different size heads on it also, and just rub it around in the center to kind of curl it up a little. You can use the smaller end and rub it on all these little petals too, but I'm not going to do that. I just want it popped up a little bit. So, and if you were to use the smaller stylus in the center, it would give you a different shape to it also. That's why there's so many different sizes in that package. All right, now we have our little flowers. I seem to be missing one, but I'm just gonna scatter them on the card around the trampoline legs. Put this one back here a little. And when I push them down, yes, they do flatten out a little bit. You can use your stylus to push them down so you're not pushing on the outer edge. And if you get done with it and you think it's curled up a little bit too much, like it's not on my foam mat, but if you use this end, it's really going to curl. You think it's too much, you can flatten them back out. Just a hair or all the way if you decide you don't like it curled up. All right, I need one more pink. Oh, if you can see the difference in these. Let go of me. This one I just did the center. This one I did on every individual petal. Can you see the difference in those? Just gives you a different look. Where do we want this guy? Can I pop that piece of grass up? I don't know where my die pick tools are. That would be perfect for popping it up. Okay. That one right there. One more. Put this yellow right there. Actually, I want it down a little bit more. There we go. See, I keep using my fingers. I want to use the stylus. And if you don't have these tools, all you really have to do is take the edges. You can put it in the palm of your palm of your hand, and anything that you have that you could poke down with, it'll shape it too. Okay, there's our summer fun card. And now everybody knows how to make the trampoline. Let's play with our slimline size now. Move this out of the way. I've already done the brick wall and the grass on this. And the brick wall, because we don't have in slimline size, I use my A2 size. So you can see it ends right there, but that's okay because the trampoline's going to cover that. And then I had to trim one side off, and a little bit of the top I trimmed off. I tried to figure out how to do this the same way, or not the same way, a different way. I wanted to do it this way, but I could not get the rock wall because you have to use 1.5. I couldn't get it to line up right where it looked right putting the outer layer on. So I abandoned that. See, I think I tried like 8 times and gave up. So we abandoned that idea and went this way. Now this one, the only thing that I'm going to do different is, because there's going to be a lot more space up on the top, hold on, let me put it's hard for me to talk and glue at the same time if you haven't noticed. Okay. I don't remember what I was saying before I started gluing. Somebody remind me. Something about it being hard to do something. Actually, no. You could move this up a little bit more, but I'm going to leave it right about there. Okay, glue that down. We're going to take some of these flowers and just glue them different places. Like maybe the yellow one right there. Let's put them down quick. Those two there. Maybe a pink one over there. Pink one over there. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. And there we are with 6. Maybe one more right here. What do you think? So like that? I like it. All right, we'll get these glued down. And I keep using my fingers to put them down. I keep forgetting that I don't want them flat. Now, if this is a card that you're mailing out, they might flatten out in the mail. Probably not the best idea to do 3-dimensional flowers in a card that you mail. That one right there. I think I can just lift this one up and put some glue under it. Yep. Did I already already glue these too. No, I didn't. This brain of mine. Oh, those flowers are so cute. I can't wait to release those to actually show you guys the die, because the die is, oh, I love it. Okay, now we're going to go with the Summer Fun, but I think that's what I was saying when I forgot. There's so much extra space up here that it needs something more. So I cut out some of these cute little extra kids here. Grab these because I used my extras on the trampoline I was showing you guys how to do. And my 4-year-old was really upset that I did not put this guy on the trampoline doing a backflip. So he must go up here doing a backflip. That way I won't have to hear about it all. Okay, put her right there. And probably this one up here. Kind of like that. Looks good to me. And you could have a lot of fun with these kids. You could do them in different colors so it looks like they have clothes on and hair. I know that one of our design team members took, let me see, she took her, and we have the monkey bar set. I can't remember what it, maybe in the merry-go-round, but there's a set of monkey bars, and she put her on the monkey bars. It looks so cute. And I think this little guy right here was sitting down in the sandbox. This one I can't remember, maybe going down the slide. She did a page with those, a scrapbook page, so I'll have to get that posted on our Facebook page. Okay, I think that's about good right there. I always love seeing what my design team does with the dies, because they have different ideas in mind than what I did when I made them. And I love to see the interpretation of the dies. All right, let's put our fun word down there. If you wanted to go overboard, you could have put some kind of mat there and put flowers all over it, but that's good enough for me. I'm happy with it. Where did I put the A2 size one? Oh goodness, who knows where they went. So I'm not going to show you those again. All right, here's our slimline and our trampoline die, using our trampoline die. And a new secret die. Don't tell anyone. Have a great night. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next Tuesday.